Phil and Will are back. Season 32. We missed last week for a little bit. We got our season 32 fantasy draft tonight. Be excited, everybody. We're here. We're back. We know we missed last Wednesday. Willie's in Tahoe, missed his flight. So hopefully the internet hangs in there for tonight. But I'm excited to do this fantasy draft. We went a while here without talking about this cast, and that's weird because normally we beat them to death, and it's been like 10, 11 days now since we talked about the cast assessment. So it's going to be fresh again, I feel like.
Yeah, we usually just kind of talk about them endlessly, doing fantasy competition after fantasy competition. We actually run out of things to talk about and start repeating ourselves. Now, I mean, the premiere is what, 2 weeks away?
It's the 17th.
And we've only done one podcast on this cast. This will be our second. I'm excited to talk about the fantasy draft. I haven't really thought about it that much apart from what we talked about in the last podcast. I really like the cast as characters, but like I said, man, they don't seem like the best Survivor players. So this is going to be really challenging.
Yeah, this should be good. I'm looking at like how we ranked them. I wrote it down. Thank God I wrote it down instead of putting it in my laptop. But I wrote it down, and it's I think like I already know who's going to be on the Phantom Tribe, but like we're pretty different here on who we like and who we don't like. You know, we I guess we'll go through the scoring eventually, but like we're going to give 5 points to the winner, and I don't really know who I want to pick as the winner here. And like people have like, you know, like they're always wondering who's your winner pick, who's your winner pick, and this is a tough cast to have a winner pick with.
Really, really tough, especially because we know 3 people, or at least 3 people, get medevac, or at least that's what we think. Yeah, I still have no clue. I remember when Second Chance, that cast was announced, I was like, boom, Jeremy. That happened to be right, but even you were like Kelly pretty early, and it was kind of okay. We could see why they're going to win. It makes sense. We'd seen all those players play before. This is just, man, who knows?
Yeah, this is going to be cool. And I guess when we go, I guess we'll just run through the scoring real quick. But we didn't talk about the medevacs. Do we want to give points for medevacs? I know we had talked about this off. Like, if you call one of the medevacs, do you get points for this here in this fantasy game?
I just feel like I don't know who's medevac yet, and so it'd kind of be a bummer if half your tribe, we're each going to draft 6 people, then there's going to be the Phantom tribe as always, who will lose, hopefully.
Yes. So far, we're 2 for 2.
Right. So I think it could be fun to say, look, you know, your player got medevac. That's a bummer because you're not going to get any more points, but you get some kind of bonus for that just because, man, that's rough. There's no way to know who's getting medevac. We don't want to look.
Yeah, I'm not looking. Do you want to do like 2 points for that?
I think we could even up it. I think we could make it 3, 4, 5. I don't know.
I think the Phantom Tribe's going to end up beating us because they're going to get all now they're going to get all the medevacs and we're going to end up losing because we got greedy here. I think 3 is a good spot. That seems to be like what most of our scoring is. I think anything more than that's kind of ridiculous. I think 3 is fine.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking of making it a little bit higher because we know that
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen, and then there's no more points on that person. They didn't even get voted out. So
yeah.
I'm good with 3, though. That sounds good. That sounds fair. Let's recap the scoring quickly just because, you know, keep everybody informed how we're, you know, keeping track. There's no Jeff Probst this season on the tribe.
We didn't need him.
Yeah, we had 20 castaways. We needed 3 tribes. So we needed Jeff Probst. We needed that blue shirt. He came in hot with the black shirts for me, so I'm kind of mad I can't draft Jeff this time.
Mm-hmm. I think he would have been my number 1 pick. I learned my lesson last time.
How many points did he score?
Couldn't tell you, dude. Don't have the Excel file anymore.
Phil had his laptop stolen from him, so he's on a new laptop. This is the first podcast on Phil's new laptop. Hopefully, the first of many.
On this new laptop. This is the first thing I'm doing at all on this new laptop.
He bought his laptop today so that he could podcast because that's how dedicated he is to Survivor and the fantasy draft. He's just been so excited for it because he lost last season.
I know. I got to get my revenge, and you know, it's nice to have a laptop too. That was a weird like 7 hours of my life. Anyway, so I don't know. This scoring could be completely different than last season. We were trying to go off the top of our heads. Run through it real quick. Winners, 5 points. If you win immunity challenge individual, it's 3 points. Individual reward challenge is 1 point. Surviving an episode is 1 point. MVP is 3 points. LVP is 2 points. Or LVP is minus 2 points, obviously. You make the merge, it's 2 points. You get voted out pre-merge, it's minus 2. Now, if the medevac happens pre-merge, we're going to give 3 points per medevac. But if the medevac happens pre-merge, do they still lose the 2 points for going out pre-merge, or do we also offset that if it's a medevac?
That's a good question. I think the medevac is separate. I don't think it counts as. I think it's we make it voted off pre-merge. If you get
Okay.
medevac pre-merge, because I don't think if you get if you're like pulling an Eric, you're getting medevaced at 5th place or getting medevaced
Or Penner, yeah.
or like something like that. I don't think it really. It's still a medevac. It doesn't really matter where you were in the game. It's just kind of bad luck. So I think we kind of keep that separate.
That's fine with me. Okay. We're doing something this season because it's the 3 tribes. If your tribe wins first place, only first place in the immunity challenge, you get 2 points for whoever you have on that tribe. If they win the reward challenge, only first place, it's 1 point. A successful idol play is 5 points. Unsuccessful idol play is -3. Finding an idol is 2 points. Every vote that you get at final tribal is 2 points. A quit we always do is -5. And are we doing first boot 5 points again?
Let's do it. I like that.
Yeah, I liked it too. So there you have it. That's the entire thing. And now we just have to decide who picks first. And yes, we're not doing a snake. So everybody's going to complain about the snake thing. Me and Will think it's fine. So we're not doing the snake. You don't want to hear us all talk too much anyway.
Yeah, I think the snake last year because, or last season, we'd seen them all play. We kind of had a great gist of what the players were going to do. So we could have similar opinions and it might be unfair. But now we disagreed on a lot of these players. I don't think it's really going to matter. I think we would draft pretty different teams anyway. So I'm not really worried about someone getting an advantage. We are, though, going to have a coin flip. I have a coin. Phil, I'm going to let you call it, and then I'll show you what it is.
And then you can rig it. I like this. When you hear him flipping it over after I get it. So I'm going to call heads. There it is. Coin didn't flip.
What is it?
Coin didn't flip.
It's tails. All right.
Coin didn't flip.
That was fair.
That was terrible.
That was fair.
That's how you flip a coin, huh? Damn.
I just dropped it. It couldn't.
Horrific.
If you keep it, vertical, then you're not even starting on one side. It can't be biased at all. So I have the first pick in our Survivor trap. I didn't even really think about who I would take. But
do you want to trade the first pick?
For who?
I have no idea, dude. I'm just saying. Like, normally, though, like last season, we were both really high on like Jeremy and Wentworth. The season before that, we were both high on Jen, as wrong as we were. We were high on Max. Like, those are people that we wanted. This season, I don't think we really agree on anything.
Yeah, I don't think most of these people have a good shot to win, but I know one of them has to. So this is, and someone has to get second, third. I mean, this is very tough. I'm going to go with Liz here, just because Liz, I think, was my favorite castaway from the cast assessment. I don't really like her tribe that much. They probably end up going to tribal early, so maybe this isn't the best pick. But at this point, she's probably my winner pick. I haven't, looked at all their bios again, but I'll take Liz for now. She is the quantitative strategist, and she is the perfect SAT score girl. So she's smart. So I at least see her getting deep into the game.
It'll be weird with Liz. I don't know. I'm still so iffy on Liz. I keep getting her and Michelle and Aubrey, and they all look too similar. We got to actually hear them out there. Not who I would have taken first. Also, real quick, if anybody wants to comment on the cast assessment video. If you can't find the cast assessment video, it's because Will hasn't made it so that it shows up on our homepage yet. He's slacking a little bit, but he'll do it eventually.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, dude. You got to make the whole Survivor Season 32 thread.
Right. That's right. We have a new season, new playlist.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, I'm just doing it in front of everybody instead of giving you a chance to defend yourself. Forget that, man. You get what you deserve. All right. I'm going to take – oh, my God. You know what, man? I'm going to take the Bearded God Bod. And I know you don't like him, but we have a fan on this cast, and I like him enough, and I think that he's one of those guys he's not going to go early, and that's the key. And if he might be a medevac, it looks like he has some sunburn problems, but I am going with Kyle as my first pick here. Kyle was mad that I said – I don't know if he was mad, but he called me out for saying he had a dad bod. Says it's a bearded God's bod, and he wants everybody to know that. So if anybody's, really paying attention, Kyle has a bearded God's bod, not a dad bod.
Yeah, I don't know why you said dad bod. I would never say that. That's disrespectful.
Because he doesn't have abs or anything. You know what I mean?
Well, he's on the Braun tribe. So there you go.
And I'm taking my reason for taking him. Oh yeah, I'm gonna cut you off. My reason for taking him is just because he's on this Braun tribe, and I feel like Scott comes in with a huge target on his back just because he's an NBA player and all this stuff, and he's going to be like a problem. And I feel like Jennifer is an easy first boot on that tribe. And I also don't think they're going to lose very much at the beginning. The Braun tribes rarely lose. I mean, Blue Collar was the last one to go to tribal. Braun was the last one to go to tribal. So I think this tribe is going to stick around for a while. I don't think Kyle can win, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to the final tribal as a GOAT or something. I mean, he could win, but it seems like he wants to play very Russell-y, and that didn't work out for Russell. So hopefully he can figure something out. This is more of a safe, I think he's making the merge pick than anything else.
Yeah, I actually really liked him. It's just the problem was it's not that he was going to play Russell-y. He was going to play more. He was going to be more Russell than Russell was. Like he was going to do even more stealing, more. I mean, it sounded insane. I don't know. Maybe that was just hyperbole, and he doesn't go through with it once he's out there, which could be the case. And the fact that there's someone out there listening to like podcasts, and we're not that big of a podcast. I mean, you know, not that big for him to
don't sell yourself short. Will
watch. I mean, there are bigger podcasts for him to be watching kind of us. And I mean, it gives me an idea. Maybe he's really excited about the season because he wins. You know,
that's what I was thinking. When he started tweeting at me, I'm like, man, maybe this guy's really trying to interact with the fans and everything because he is going to do really well in this season. And that might be looking too far into it. But I will tell you one thing. Looking at this cast, I think that if you had to put money on who's going to be the breakout star of this season, he's got to be the number one. Like, at least for big personality that is going to be polarizing and people are going to love or hate, I feel like he's going to be the one.
Yeah, I think that's a really good pick. I was considering him taking him early just because the fact that, he tweeted at us and was listening. So thanks for listening, Kyle. Is my pick now. Man, that was a good pick. I'm going to go with Anna on the Beauty Tribe just because I can't really separate her and Liz. Can't really tell you.
I have no idea which one Anna is. I'm looking up Anna right now.
I'm just going to take both of them, and, one of them will pay off.
I feel like the vibe I'm getting from Anna and Liz, and I think that they could both be good players. I'm not saying that they're not going to be. And I think their videos are both interesting, but they almost remind me of in Karamoan when you had like Hope and I can't even remember the other girl's name. And they were just like the hot blonde girls who were on the fan tribe and they did nothing. And like I'm getting that vibe from the two of them because they're just so similar in their look and kind of the way that they act. And I might be completely wrong, but I'm mushing their videos together. I really am. I hope they can break out, but I'm mushing their videos together.
I just think the chances that one of them goes really, really deep and is a great player is high. Both of them, pretty unlikely. Both of them to go early, unlikely. So I'm kind of playing it safe here and making sure I get one of them.
Gotcha.
That's the strategy.
I think that's a good pick. I mean, I think that she could be. They both could be really good players. It's just hard. They're the two hardest ones for me right now to get a read on, just because they are so similar, and I feel like they were almost cast for the same reasons. You know what I mean? Like they're both really good looking and they're both really smart. One of them just ends up on the Beauty Tribe. The other one ends up on the Brains Tribe. They're almost the same age. One's 27, the other's 26. Like it's kind of crazy how this worked out. They're both from New York. Like they were all cast for the same reasons, I feel like. So will be interesting to see how Anna and Liz actually separate themselves as this season goes on.
And maybe they team up. Maybe they're sitting there at the final two, and no one can tell them apart, and one of them just gets lucky and happens to win the vote.
Yeah, I'm looking at the pictures more. I mean, they don't look that similar, but they look pretty similar. When you don't hear voices or anything, they look pretty similar. All right. Speaking of brunette women, I'm taking Michelle. She's my New Jersey native. I hope that she goes really far. I hope she wins because she's from New Jersey and close enough to my hometown that I almost feel like I can say she's from where I live. So I'm going Michelle here. I liked her from her videos and stuff. I know you were saying she almost comes across a little ditzy in the cast assessment, but I do think that she has a lot of potential. And in a season where, like, man, you don't really know who's going to fit in and where everybody's going to go because there's like so many like ups and downs for all of these characters. I just feel like she's one who can kind of coast on that Beauty Tribe. I mean, I feel like everybody else, there's more of a reason to get rid of every other person on the Beauty Tribe than Michelle, except maybe Caleb, but it seems like everybody who watched Big Brother thought Caleb was kind of an idiot. So I'm going Michelle here. Hopefully she does good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good pick too. And I mean, I was even considering taking her and just having the clean sweep of the young brunettes.
Couldn't let you do it.
Yeah. So, you stole that pick from me. I'm gonna go. I mean, I like the pick. It's again, you look at this cast and you can name a reason for every one of these players to be the first boot on their tribe, and usually you can't do that. I mean, I'm going through. There's a reason why everyone doesn't fit in. Just looking at the Brains tribe, you have like Joe, who's the ex FBI agent. That could be really good, or that's a huge threat. You have Neil, who's really smart, but he's probably the weakest male in that tribe. And then you have Peter, who, man, that he looks like Obama. That could be threatening. So it's just really tough. This is gonna surprise you, I think, but I'm gonna go with Nick here because
wow, I thought Nick was 100% on the Phantom tribe.
I watched Nick's video again, and he seems so confident in his kind of skill set to just BS people, and I believe it. And he's talking to the camera during this. What if he is as good as listening as he says, and we're just not believing him? Like, we say he lacks self-awareness. We haven't seen him around other people. So how can we even say that by looking at just a video that he's talking to a camera? No one's even there. So if you look at his tribe, I mean, look at the males on that tribe. You have Caleb, who's strong. And then if they're going to vote out a male, it's going to be Tai Tang, unless he goes over with the three women. But then if they're going to do that, they're probably going to target Caleb because he's kind of seems more like the alpha guy. So I don't know if
I think that's my favorite group of. Go ahead. I missed you.
No, I'm just saying I think he can fit in. I mean, I think he is a total douchebag, but that doesn't mean he can't do well in this game.
It's almost like you're giving the same reasons I kind of gave for Kyle without calling him a douchebag, but it's like you think that he can go far. And like Nick could be a polarizing character. I forget who posted it to us, but somebody said that he was actually a blogger on our hap. Yeah. So supposedly, like, he knows his stuff. And he's probably been talking about, he probably like really looks into this game and everything, and he probably does think he can do it. I'm still surprised you took him. I thought he was going to end up on Phantom. You're talking about the men-women division on that tribe. Out of all the tribes, those are the best women out of all of them, I think. I think they're the most interesting, as much as I can barely tell Anna apart. I think Julie is an interesting 19-year-old. I think Michelle's interesting, and I do think Anna will become something. So I do like that group of women. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like Nick, thinking he's just like the man, tries to work with just the women and get rid of like a big guy like Caleb or something like that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. And part of this for me is I don't know who else to take here. I mean, it's really tough. I really like Sydney, but you brought up that bodybuilder thing, and it's now stuck in my head. I don't know if you're doing that to trick me. I mean, I don't know. That the bodybuilders, they struggle out there when their nutrition goes down. They have no food. They just can't handle it. So I don't know. Who's your next pick here?
My next pick, I'm going – oh, my God, I had it in my head and I lost it. Okay, hang on. I have to look at all their faces now because I actually do forget. I'm going Peter. I had to look at him, but I'm going Peter. He was my favorite from that tribe. This is probably the one we were the most opposite on. I had him at like my favorite, and you had him as like your fourth or fifth favorite on that tribe. I think, you had him at 4. I like Peter. I think Peter has a really good chance to win the game. He seems like he's charismatic enough. I think he's enough of a people person. I think he's probably got like the bedside manner thing going for him and all of that. I think Peter is going to be interesting. It's just going to be a matter of, is he going to try to act like he's too much smarter than everybody else? Because if he does that, then he's going to get booted early. But on this tribe, I mean, they need strength. They need strength. I mean, the brains type tribes are always the one that go down. And here it is again. And this tribe is probably the weakest one out of all of them. So I think they're going to need to keep somebody like Peter around who's big and jacked and make sure that they don't all get voted out before they hit a tribe swap.
I think it's a good pick. It wasn't that I didn't like Peter that much. I think on his tribe, he's in a pretty good position. Especially he is strong for being on the Brains tribe. They are going to need that. I just don't see him winning at all. So it's a little different in the fantasy game where we have to draft 6 players. Not everyone you draft is someone you think can win. That's why I just drafted Nick. So I think that was a really, really strong pick. So I don't think he can win, but he could easily go far.
It's one of those, like, Peter I could see winning. Somebody like Nick, I feel like Nick has, like, 8th place written all over him. I feel like that's just, like, the place Nick is going to finish. And, yeah, he might win some immunities, and, yeah, he might get you some fantasy points. But I really, really, really think that he's, like, an 8th place, like, Pete Yurkowski, who might not have finished 8th, guys. I don't know exactly 100%. But, like, I just feel like he's that type of guy. He finishes 7th, 8th, 9th place, and that's it. And his Survivor time is over.
Yeah, that could easily be the case. I am now struggling here very hard because I don't know who to pick. I have three people I want to pick, and I can't really decide amongst them. Man, I am going to go. My team is going to suck.
I got to win this.
It is. I think you are. I mean, just by looking at this, I'm going to go Scott Pollard.
Wow, dude. Wow.
I know.
That was another guaranteed on the Phantom Tribe.
I watched his video again, too, and first of all, he is huge, and he is strong. I don't think you vote this guy off pre-merge unless he is terrible socially, unless he's just the worst.
You know what, though?
And
the last NBA player they had was Cliff Robinson, and he didn't get voted off because he was terrible socially or because he was too big. He got voted off because he was actually too good. He was actually too likable.
Yeah, Scott Pollard's not too likable. Cliff Robinson is Scott Pollard. Yeah, they both play basketball. You can't just say they're the same person because of that. And how many ex-NBA players have we had on Survivor? One. Like, the sample size is nothing.
Well, I'm just saying that you said he's huge and all this. You don't vote him off pre-merge. They voted off Cliff pre-merge, and he didn't play a bad social game. That's the only thing I'm trying to say.
Right. And I guess that was more Tony's power trip. Yeah. Unless he runs into someone that's like, man, Scott's too powerful, which could happen. But I see Braun winning a lot of these immunities, or at least getting second place early, and I want to get those points. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. I want to get those points early when Braun is pulling in the immunities. And then he didn't really take much flack for the quarterback thing. I remember who was that one woman that really got in his face, like, I'm going to hunt you down. But I think Danny pretty much told everyone. Everyone's like, okay, whatever. And he lasted, to like 7th place, 8th place?
Yeah. Gary Hoogaboom? You're talking about? Because you cut out. Yeah, I think he was 7th. Yeah, I think he was 7th.
Right. And he got called out, but he didn't win. But it's not like athletes can't go far. So I think Scott, he's in a good position. And, yeah, he might go out early, but I don't know who else to take. I really don't.
All right, well, here's my fun thing for today. I just want to read this comment real quick while it's here. Son of Nuo, man, Will's first 3 picks, terrible. Liz, Anna, and Nick all be early targets and could be out before the merge. So he was posting this before you even picked Scott. Now I really want to hear what he thinks now that you picked Scott to redeem your first 3 picks. I'm sure that he loved that one.
I already said it. My fantasy team sucks. But you picked 6 players, put them together with this cast, your team's probably going to suck. I mean, who do you have right now?
Kyle, Michelle, and Peter. That's a great team. It's a team.
Kyle, who's gonna play like Russell,
and make it all the way to the end.
Then you have Michelle, who's I feel like Michelle might fade into the background, which could be good, but I don't think. I mean, she could be a pre-merge boot easily.
That's fine.
And then we have Peter, who I do like the Peter pick. I'll give you that one. But I don't think he wins, and I think he can get picked off really easily.
Your first 3 picks. Your first 3 picks are all going to be targets, and they're all going to get medevac, and you're going to get points for them.
Hey, I'll take it.
Living the dream.
All right, let's hear your next wonderful pick. Yeah.
All right, man. My next wonderful pick. I'm going Darnell.
I'm so glad you went Darnell.
Whew. I told you, though, when we were doing the cast assessment, I said Darnell's going to be like the glue on this tribe. He's going to be the one, whoever takes Darnell in first is going to be the side that goes further. I feel like Darnell's going to be unthreatening. He seems like a good guy. I don't think people are going to be threatened by him just because of his background and all of that. He doesn't look that physically big. And I think that he has a really good chance to go far because people are going to underestimate him. And maybe he doesn't win, but I feel like he's going to go deep in this game.
Yeah, you did get that vibe pretty quick. So I was thinking about taking him, but the more I just see him on that tribe, and I said this in the cast assessment, these, whether it be the bronze tribe or the blue collar tribe, they're the most, proud tribe. They love to, show off their muscles. They're hard workers. And I don't think Darnell fits in with that mentality. And I know all the chicks have already said they're going to turn against each other. They might not. They might say, wow, you guys are actually like me. You are tomboys. You are outgoing. You're strong. You don't mind working hard. So if the girls get together and the other two guys who are the bronze kind of click, I think Darnell could find himself on the outside. That's my only worry about. I see everything you're saying, though. That could very well be the case. I'm just kind of seeing the other side where, man, it really isn't a brawn at heart.
I could see both sides easily. I just feel, once again, the bronze tribe very rarely loses pre-merge. And I feel like he's not going to be the first boot. I feel like there's bigger personalities out there that are going to rub people the wrong way. Or they're going to try to get rid of somebody like Alicia who might be weaker or seen as weaker. They might try to get rid of Sydney when Sydney starts falling apart because she doesn't eat anything because she's on that regimented diet. I'm telling you, that's going to end up biting her. I hope it doesn't, but I think it really is going to. Because Sydney might be my favorite person from this cast, but I'm so scared that she is going to go down because of the diet. I think it's just going to destroy her.
I would have picked her by now if you hadn't brought that up. 100%. She might have been
you were going to take her still early.
No, you talked me out of it. I can't. That's why I had to go Scott Pollard with my fourth pick.
I'm glad I was convincing. I mean, it happens every single season. It really, anytime there's somebody like that, it happens every time.
Yeah, I hear you.
Who's your 5, man? Who's your 5th man?
Again, I'm torn. I'm torn right now. I'm going to go Alicia here. I want that brawn point. I want that brawn money early on when they're racking in immunities, they're racking in rewards. I think they have the strongest tribe by far, even with Darnell.
Yeah. I agree with that. I don't think they're going to lose a challenge. The only way they lose a challenge is if it's like everybody row this boat and Scott and Kyle just literally flip it because they're so big. I don't think they lose a challenge though.
Or like everybody do a puzzle and there's no physical part at all. But it's not.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
Right. Yeah, and all they got to do is get second place. I don't see this tribe losing much. So I want to rack in these early points. And Alicia, hey, what's wrong with Alicia? I mean, she's a little bit out there, a little wild, a little lippy for sure. But hey, got to put my money on somebody here.
That's what's so fun. I mean, I love that they did the second chance. I thought that was a great theme and everything. But this is what's so much fun about having these new casts is like you really don't know anything about these people, and we are basing this off of like nothing. And one of these people is going to be voted out in episode 1 and be completely forgotten by most people in the Survivor world. And you might have picked them. But like we're sitting here trying to like talk up all these people without knowing really anything about them. And I don't know. I just find it so like this is why I love the all newbie season so much. Because this is actually really hard. Like, this is really hard right now.
Like, these types are all luck, while, last season was all skill. So you won when we did season 30 newbies because it's just a crapshoot.
Because I can actually read into people. I'm good at reading people. You're good at what you know. You can't adapt. I can adapt. That's the difference.
No. You just got lucky. I have analytical skills, and I put forth a very strong fantasy team that blew your team out of the water. I swept the final tribal council. It was a cakewalk because I see and then I do. This is luck. But I'll win anyway.
That sounds like somebody's already making an excuse for their absolutely terrible pick.
I'm gonna win. Watch me win this thing. Who's your 5?
Who's my 5?
Let's see your brilliant pick.
Dude, hang on. Son of Nuo, no, I hate that pick too. Scott Pollard could be an early medevac, too big and easily could turn his ankle. Son of Nuo, Alicia, seriously, Will, look at my 1 through 6 rankings for each tribe below in comments. You're drafting all of the losers. I like him. He also says, Phil, I like your picks. Darnell could go far. Like, Son of Nuo is reading into this the right way. And I believe Son of Nuo has won a buff from us before, right? Or he was at least close?
I don't think so.
I thought he was close.
I don't know. I don't remember. We still got to get those buffs out.
Yeah, the new ones.
Yeah.
Have people reached out to you or no?
No, we gotta reach out to them.
Oh, well, you better get on that, man. We're starting to lose our street cred. I got robbed and we don't get the buffs out. Our street cred is gone, man. We're done. So my number 5, dude, I don't really know. There's like nobody left that I'm like, oh man, they're great. This is bad.
Dude, it's been bad since like pick 2.
It's been bad. You know what it is? We liked different people, so it was good because I was able to get like I got my number 1 from every tribe, and I got Kyle. So like that's good. Like Kyle was my number 2 on Braun. Everybody else was my number 1 on their tribe. So like I got pretty much everything I wanted here. But now I really don't know where to go. Oh man. You know what? I'll take the chance on her. I'm going Sydney. I'll take her. Go against everything I said. It's my 5th pick. I think your team's so bad it's not going to matter anyway. So I'm going to go Sydney here. We're taking all the Braun players.
Yeah, pretty much. Gotta get those early points.
You going to take Jennifer now then?
No, I will not take Jennifer.
No. Okay, good.
I'm between 2 people right now. Yeah, I don't know what else should we say about Sydney. I mean, we both really like her. I'm between 2 people that I don't like either of their spots. I really don't.
What are you? So are you like Neil or what do you need? Is Neil one of them?
Neil is one of them.
I figured he was one of them. And then let me see if I can figure out who the other one is. I have no idea. Is the other one like Caleb?
Nope.
I have no idea who the other one is.
I mean, I'm taking a risk. Either way, it's going to be a big risk. Man, how do you think Joe is physically? Do you think he can handle it? He looks jacked.
I think he can handle it. I just worry. They say the conditions were as bad as they were. This guy's like 72 years old, man. He's old for this bad of conditions. Like, it's one thing if it's raining all the time. Like, you can deal with that. But if it's like the dehydration and stuff, I mean, that's going to take so much more of a toll on a 72-year-old than it's going to take on, a 20-something-year-old.
Yeah, man. Joe is not even one of the people I'm really considering. I just kind of crossed my mind. I didn't really give him a consideration. I'm between Tai Tang and Neil. And here's why with Tai Tang.
The Golden Saffron?
No, but that's a good point. Tai Tang lived in Cambodia, or he lived in Vietnam,
and
so
he
poor. Knows. Yeah, he was poor. He lived off the land and stuff, and that's a guy you kind of want to keep around. And then if he can kind of scoot in the back, he's not that threatening. I don't know. That sounds pretty good to me. Neil, I don't like his starting position. I think if he sucks at challenges, he could go really early because there's not a lot of strength on that tribe, and you need Joe and you need Peter. I mean, you're probably going to get rid of Aubrey first, but then he also comes off a little pompous, and people don't like that. So I don't know. Either way, I don't like my pick. I didn't like my 5th pick. I didn't like my 4th pick. So real tough. I'm going to take a chance, though. I'm going to go with Tai Tang. I'm going to roll with Tai Tang, see what happens.
I'm really shocked.
I might have just picked the Phantom tribe.
You might have just picked the fan. Let's look at Will's tribe before we even get to mine. Liz, Anna, Nick, Scott, Alicia, Ty. Those could be the first 6 boots.
I doubt it. Okay.
That would actually probably be more impressive than picking the winning tribe.
What's wrong with Liz? Nothing. What's wrong with Anna? Nothing. Nick? Maybe he's smarter and more self-aware than he was to one camera. He was an RHAT blogger. Scott Pollard, really strong. Why get rid of him? Then we're rolling with who we rolling with after that. Then we got Alicia. Hey, Braun isn't going to lose for a while. Boom. Tai Tang lived in Vietnam, was poor, lived off the land. Conditions aren't going to – he's not getting medevac. That's a strong fantasy drive right there.
That's the one word I would use to describe it, Will. I would call it strong. That is –
This is going to make winning feel so much better.
If you win, I mean, more power to you for picking that tribe. I seriously, coming into this, The only one I might have taken out of your entire tribe was Liz. She's the only one of your entire tribe that I might have taken. I don't think I would have taken anybody else on your entire tribe.
You spoke pretty highly of Alicia in the cast assessment.
I spoke pretty highly of her, but I also had her as my fourth favorite on that tribe. So I might take her, but it probably wasn't going to happen.
All right. Hey, it's okay.
Hey, I'm just saying, like it's crazy. This is how opposite we are on this cast right now. This is the most we disagreed. I mean, even for Worlds Apart, we pretty much agreed as much of a crapshoot as it was.
Yeah, I mean, I like your Peter pick for fantasy-wise. I don't think Peter's winning this game at all. I already said I like Sydney, but that was the bodybuilder thing. Darnell, I'm really in between on. Kyle, I really like. That was your first pick. I mean, I can't get two first picks. So I don't really know. I didn't really go wrong here.
What do you want to say there?
Nothing.
Yeah, you wanted it so bad. Anybody who watched the cast assessment knows what that means. Look at us with our inside jokes on Phil and Will. All right, man. So I'm gonna make this last pick here. God, this is a tough one. It really is, because I don't really I don't want any of these people. Not that I don't think they can win. It's just I feel like this could totally be one of those where it's man, Phil, you just picked the dumbest pick you could possibly make. Because I
already did that for you.
Weird. You probably did. I mean, Aubrey's on the Phantom Tribe. Joe is on the Phantom Tribe. No doubt in my mind about those two.
That's how I kind of did it.
I'm Tribe.
I was like, who's going to the? That's how I kind of did it. I'm like, who's going to the Phantom Tribe? And then, Tai Tang wasn't one of them. I thought, hey, he's my last pick, but that could be you could get a lot of value at 6th pick from Tai Tang.
Mm-hmm.
You could. What if he turns out to be Yao Man?
We're gonna be GMs for professional sports teams one day, and we're gonna be the one. You're gonna be the one who takes Greg Oden. I'm gonna take Kevin Durant. That's just how it's gonna go.
No, I'm taking Steph Curry at pick 7.
That's true. That's true too. All right, I am between. As weird as this is, Debbie was my number 2 on the brain trot. I'm between Debbie, I'm between Neil, and I'm between Julia. And I feel like picking the 19-year-old could be fantasy game suicide.
Yeah, I was between. Yeah, Julia was in the mix too for me. It was Neil, Julia, or Tai Tang. I thought which one of them. It's my 6th pick. Which one has the biggest upside? I wasn't playing it safe with my last 4 picks.
your entire time picking. Debbie, I like Debbie. I was high on Debbie when we started this. I just feel like that tribe is doomed. I feel like that tribe is going to lose a lot. And I think she could do pretty well, but man, I think that they are going to lose a lot and lose early. That's why I was kind of surprised you picked Liz first.
I only have one. She's the only person I have on that brain tribe.
True. And I only have Peter. And I don't know if I want to take anybody else on that tribe. With Beauty, everybody who says that Caleb on Big Brother, all they say is that he followed around the hot chick to the point of where he was stalkerish. And I'm looking at that Beauty tribe, and it's a very attractive tribe, and Julia is very, very attractive.
Wait, the Beauty tribe is attractive?
Well, I mean, but you also have I don't know.
Expert analysis here.
Nick that beautiful? Nick's not really that beautiful. Nick, I mean, come on. But I'm just saying, Caleb, I feel like, is going to follow around these girls almost. And if the girls can stick together, I think they're going to be okay. So I kind of want to take Julia. I can't believe you took Tai Tang. That really does blow my mind. Hey, that's really it. So I'm really between Julia and Debbie. God.
Julia and Debbie?
I don't think you can take Caleb. I don't think you can. I'm totally dragging this out, but I don't think you can take Caleb in this.
If Nick were available for your 6th pick, would you take him?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not.
I just think Nick has a lot of upside too.
He does. You know what? I'm gonna take the chance. I'm gonna go with Julia. I'll take the 19-year-old. Hopefully she can Natalie Tenorelli her way all the way to the end. Hopefully she's a lot more entertaining than Natalie Tenorelli. But still, hopefully she can get her way all the way to the end. Man,
she could win. She could easily win. This is going to be a banana season. That might be the winner right there.
The Phantom Tribe actually isn't that bad. That's what's kind of scary right now. The Phantom Tribe could have easily 6 of the last 10 people.
let's roll through. Let's roll through all the tribes now. We'll start with the Phantom tribe since we haven't heard them all together yet.
All right, it's Aubrey, it's Debbie, Jennifer, Joe, Caleb, and Neil. I mean, that's the best Phantom tribe we've had so far.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Not going to beat my tribe.
You want to do your tribe? You don't want to save yours for last?
I got Liz. I got Anna. We got what? Blackjack player, a poker player. Then we got an NBA player. Then we got who do we got?
Just a player.
We got a real estate agent. We got Tai Tang. And who else I got? Oh, Nick. We got an RHAP blogger.
He's your player.
There we go.
Yeah, dude. And then I got Kyle, Bearded God's Body. I got Michelle. I got Peter, Darnell, Sydney, and Julia. I really do love my tribe, and I'm gonna be so mad when they suck. Like I really. I
think your tribe is awful. After just hearing that,
I love it.
This will be fun. This will be a fun season. Do we have? I think we're getting a lot of comments, so let's let's read them because that kind of went quickly just because it was a quick draft.
Yeah. Let's go. Hang on, I'm loading up the page here. Do.
And we already read the Son of Nuo comments, so I don't think we don't need to reread those unless we want to, and then it's going to look really great when I end up winning.
Yeah, true. All right, Angus J. My draft tribe. Anna honestly seems like the female version of Tony. She talks so fast without stumbling or backtracking. That's you, Will. Michelle seems to have a very cool demeanor in a season with evidently clashing personalities. That's me. Neil seems quirky and intelligent. He's the right amount of likable. That's the Phantom tribe. See, this is just showing how much of a crapshoot this is. Ty, because if Yao Man can almost do it, why can't he? I'm surprised that somebody else put Ty. Peter, why not? He seems like he has the abilities to win, though I don't think he will, but I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. And then at the end, they totally cop out and say Audrey or Debbie or Darnell. You got to take one. You got to take one. Come on. You got to take one. You can't just cop out.
Well, let's look at this. Let's look at this guy's team. He's got Anna and Ty. I have two of those. He's got Michelle and Peter, two of yours. Neil's on the Phantom, and then he didn't really make a last pick. So we're coming up even right now. Well, that's only from Angus's perspective.
Yeah. We don't know anything about Angus. But yeah, that's interesting. Completely different. Angus J, from the preview, it looks like Probst wears a lot of blue shirts, so he seems like a no-no for drafting, even if you were an option. Probst won Will the season last year. Completely won
the season.
He won your season.
Jeremy won it for me. Are you kidding me?
Okay, Jeremy did, but think about this. Stop yelling at me. Think about this. If you didn't have Jeff Probst, you got like 30 points from Jeff Probst. If you didn't have him, you would have had somebody who most likely went pre-merge. Or somebody who only got you like 10 points.
Okay,
Jeff Probst got you like 30 points.
Okay, but Jeremy, he swept the Final Tribal Council. True. We awarded tons of points for that.
Yeah, I know.
Because we did.
I'm just saying.
Because we did per vote, Final Tribal Council vote, like we're doing now. He got 10 of them. So if it was at 3, that's 30 points right there, plus the winner's bonus, which we had really high last year, I think. I think it was like 10. So I was thinking it was 40 points just from that. And he played 2 idols successfully. I mean, Jeremy easily won it for me last year.
He did. But I'm saying Jeff Probst got you so many points last year. He could have been the difference. I mean, yeah, Jeremy got you a lot, but he could have been the difference. Anyway, so yeah, you always take Jeff Probst, I learned. Gamer Girl 2330, it's actually spelled Kaoh, not Koah. We should probably change that because that is how it's spelled in all of the in pretty much.
Okay.
Kaoh.
Well, originally I had it Koh because that's the actual name of the island. If you look on Wikipedia,
originally there was no A anywhere.
On maps, it's Koh. Only ever is there an A in Survivor. So I think it's already confusing. But
I don't think anybody knows how to properly spell it.
I think we should go with the Survivor spelling and not the country spelling, just because we are talking about the show here. Yeah.
All right, let's go. It looks like we only have one more. Angus J, LMAO Phil. The beauty tribe is very attractive. Sherlock Holmes is asking you to intern. I don't do internships no more, bro. Moving on.
Yeah, we're done with those.
I realize that was a very intelligent statement by me, but hey, come on. They're very attractive.
It's true.
You can't say I was wrong. Do we have anything on Twitter? I don't think we do. Nobody likes us on Twitter anymore. They favorite our tweets and then never talk to us. Yeah, dude, that's it. That's it. Do we have anything else? What are we doing here for week? What do we have? 2 more weeks? 2 more
Yeah, I
weeks?
think we're gonna do something for a buff, but it's gonna be. I think we're gonna have to do that next week. Maybe we'll try to get it in on Wednesday or something.
We could try
I
to
don't
get
know. We're
something.
gonna have
We could do like a boot list or something on Wednesday because that's normally pretty quick. That doesn't take too long for us to come up with.
yeah, boot list. I don't think we're gonna do prop bets this year. It was fun. It was just a pain to score, and it's just not as fun when you don't already know the players. Maybe you can try to think of a different type of game to do. There is one it's kind of like the eliminator game, but it's a little bit different. So we can maybe do some kind of a quasi eliminator game too, because that was
If
fun
anybody
last
has
year.
any ideas, post them here. We'll totally use them and give you like very minimum credit. But hey, you get a shout out.
Yeah, but I think we only have 2 podcasts, maybe 3 if we squeeze, do double up a week. But yeah, thank you for listening. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. If you haven't watched our cast assessment, give that a watch. That'll be in the description. You can tweet at us at Phil_and_Will. That's in the description as well. Phil, you have anything else?